is a really simple, basic design. Not even a design. It's just now. Let's check. Now the Google Sheet. There you go. There's my name. There's the email. I only use this to clean the data, so you can see the output is only the name and the email, and that's it. That's the demo. Pretty basic workflow. I'm gonna make some more. Okay, so this is the first ever demo of the first ever workflow I made in n8n, an automation platform. So this workflow, pretty basic. It's a lead collector, something that takes in an email as well as a first name of a user, stores it in Google Sheet. I have the Google Sheet right here, and then sends a message to Slack about the lead. Now this is the form. This is where the user enters their email as well as their first name. And yeah, that's it. Now these are the nodes that I'm using. First one is the webhook node. Webhook is an endpoint provider that you can store in the form. If you click the node, you can see it here. This is the URL that you can store in the form. I'm self-hosting n8n, in Docker. So it's gonna say here localhost. But if you're using the cloud, it's not gonna say this. It's gonna say something else. But yeah, that's what webhook is. Now I have this next one here. It's called a set node. Now this node just cleans the data because webhook passes a lot of data. This set node right here just cleans it. Now it takes in the data that the workflow needs for the next node, which is this one, a Google Sheet node called append sheet. Basically just stores or writes the data to the Google Sheet right here. And the last one is Slack. Basically sends a message to a Slack workspace about the thing, the lead. Now I'm gonna test it out. So I'm gonna click on execute workflow. The trigger is gonna wait for an event. Now if I go back to this form, the HTML form, let me actually show you the code. This is a really simple, basic design. Not even a design. It's just simple HTML form. But yeah, I'm gonna show you the code. As you can see here, it's pretty simple HTML code. You can see the webhook URL here inside the form, HTML form. Now let's test it out. Grab my name, Hector, and my sample email, Hector at email.com. Boom. All right, let's click on send. Now this isn't an ideal output, but it does say here that okay, no, I don't want it. Yeah, it does say here that workflow was started. Now if we go back, what the hell? Oh, come on, man. So yeah, it looks like the first two nodes worked. This one didn't because there's a problem with the credential. I'm gonna fix it real quick. Boom. All right, now let's test this out. It worked, but I'm gonna delete this. Something happened. I had to enter my client secret. But yeah, let's do it again. Okay, but put in my name, sample email, Hector at email.com. Right, boom. Now if you go back, boom, it successfully ran. Now let's check. Now in the Google Sheet, there you go. There's my name, there's the email. Let's go to Slack. This is the workspace. As you can see, the message was sent with this format, the name and as well as the email. Okay, so that worked, and that's basically it. Now this is a really simple, basic workflow, but what I'm particularly really interested in when it comes to n8n or automation is the agents, AI agents. These guys right here, these are basically employees. You can make separation of concerns where these guys act as employees in certain departments, HR, IT, customer service, stuff like that. Now, I am going to design a couple of workflows. It's going to take me some time because I really want to, how do you say this? To get really good at using these nodes. As you can see, there's a lot. Now, let me actually explain what the nodes did when the workflow ran. So if we go to webhook, the output has a lot of data in it, headers, parameters, query, body. This is the only thing we need, for this workflow, the name and the email. If we go to the set node, what I did, I only use this to clean the data. So you can see the output is only the name and the email. You can add it as a field here in the actual node, because as you can see here, webhook has a lot of data that you can add into these to the fields But if you want to clean it, make sure, to prevent over posting, stuff like that, you use the set node, add and add it as a field, because the only thing we need here from webhook is these guys, the name and the email. Now if you go to the next node, the Google Sheet node. So first of all, with this one, it's pretty easy. You just have to establish the API, API authentication. It's fairly easy. All you have to do is create a credential and then log your Google Cloud account. Basically, add in the API permissions, stuff like that. It's so easy. It makes it and it makes it really smooth, really easy to do, especially when you're using cloud. But yeah, that's it. And then you select the sheet. Yeah, you select the operation. You select the sheet. Oh, you select the document and the sheet, and then the data that you want to append. You can even delete it if you don't want to append certain data that you got from the set node. So that's what happened here. Now this is the next one, the Slack. It's the same with Google. You gotta set up your API. That's it. Gotta set up your API, the operation, the message. So that the resource, this one is the message. The operation sends a message to a channel, and you get to pick the channel as well where it wants to send, where you want the message to be sent. As you can see, boom, it's right here. And that's it. That's the demo. Pretty basic workflow. I'm gonna make some more, a bit more complex next time, but we'll see because there's so much stuff you can do with the automation. You can get to a point where you don't know where to apply it, because it applies to a lot of things, where you get stuck trying to think of what project you want to apply the workflows to, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's it. uh that's it. This is the first ever work demo of the first ever workflow I made in n8n. Do have a couple more here. Just save this. Yeah, I do have a couple more here. It's the same. All of these are pretty basic workflows. I really want to make a couple more really complex one using AI agents and stuff. And yeah, that's it.